on the track.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, man. And this here today we have another episode of Trucking with 9 to 5 Twine, man. I want to welcome y'all to my YouTube channel. I want to thank all my subscribers, and I want to thank anyone who's viewing this video right now. So today we gonna get straight into the lesson, man. CDL training part 2. This is the fourth step into getting your CDL. This is the second half of the third step. Excuse my language. This is the third step, the second half of the third step. So the third step is to get your CDL training, and in the first part of it, I told people what it was, what do they need to do in order to get CDL training. I told people that they would need to, one, they would need to figure out whether they wanted to drive a manual transmission truck or automatic transmission truck. Then I also let people know, in order to get their CDL training, they needed to go to a truck driving school or a company that teaches people the CDL skills, just like a truck driving school would teach, in order for people to test out and get their CDL and pass their CDL test. So those are the things. That's basically the third step into getting your CDL, the CDL training. So the second half, I decided to describe the actual training. The other video was a long video, so I didn't want to be too long. So this is really the second half of the second half of the third step, but really it's all just one step. So let me just go ahead, get straight into it, man, and let y'all know the rest of the third step into getting your CDL, man. But before I do that, I want y'all to do me a big favor. I want y'all to like this video. I want y'all to click on subscribe and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because y'all know I'm finna give y'all the game on how to get y'all CDL. And last but not least, comment on the video, man, and tell me what you think so far of how I've been doing, or not even that. At the end of the video, comment on it and let me know how I did overall through the full video, for a good evaluation of the whole video, basically. Also, man, if you find yourself pausing this video, man, just go follow me on all social media websites when you get the chance. Or if you just stop and start scrolling on another social media website, man, just go look me up. I'm 925 Twine on everything, man. So that's what it is. So look, let's get back into it, man. So look, the CDL training, whether you go through a company, a non-trucking company that hires you to be a CDL trainee to teach you how to get the skills on getting your CDL, or whether you go to an independent trucking school that you just have to pay straight up for, or whether you go to a CDL school through a trucking company, either way it goes, man, the skills are all the same. CDL skills are CDL skills. That's something you're going to need to learn in order to take the CDL road test. So before you get to the CDL road test, it's not like driving a regular car. Well, actually it is. In order to get your license, you had to pass the road test. Same thing with the CDL test. You got to get the skills on passing the road test. And like I said before, look at me right now. See this? You see this? It's easy, right? How I'm doing this, looking at you, and you looking at me, and I'm looking at your eyes, you looking at mine. It's that easy. It's that easy. So don't get overwhelmed. Don't think it's going to be rocket science. Don't think it's going to be too hard. When you get into CDL school, no matter what company you go through, what CDL school you go through, the training is going to be easy. Just get there, pay attention, and take your time. Don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Don't be anxious. So let's get into it. So the skills that you're going to learn in CDL school are 3 parts. The first part you need to learn is pre-trip. Pre-trip, pre-trip, pre-trip. That's one of the major parts of a CDL road test. Before you even get in the truck to try to drive the truck on your road test, you have to pre-trip first. The first step is pre-trip. The first thing you need to learn is pre-trip, because pre-trip is one of the most important parts of trucking. I want to tell you why. Pre-trip is basically you pre-tripping the truck. Pre-trip is an inspection of the truck, from the engine, from the tires to the trailer, on both sides. You basically inspecting the whole truck from start to finish, from beginning to end, on both sides of the truck. You inspecting the engine, you inspecting the tires, you inspecting the lights, you inspecting the trailer doors, the trailer lights, the trailer tires, the airbags. It's so many things that you have to pre-trip. Pre-trip is an inspection of the truck and trailer. And you do that because you don't want to be on the road with defective tires, or defective airbags, or defective trailer doors, or defective lights, because then you are a risk, and you are a safety risk, and you are a hazard to be on the road, and that can be dangerous if you're driving a truck that is basically in a inoperable, or I can't find that word. Basically, you don't want to drive a truck that has safety issues while you're on the road, because like I said, it's a safety risk and it's a safety hazard, and it could be life-threatening, and basically the end result, if you drive a truck out there on the road and it has safety problems, it could result in someone dying and losing their life on the road. So that's what pre-trip is about. You inspecting each and every part on the truck to make sure it's safe. If it's not safe, you should not be driving a truck or trailer that's attached if it's not safe. If any item on the pre-trip is not safe, then do not drive the truck. Call your company's safety and call your company's road service so they could get somebody out to fix whatever is the problem, or had the road service for your company, tow the truck to a repair facility so they could fix whatever safety issues, so you'll be driving your truck safe on the road, and you won't be putting your life or anyone else's life on the road. So pre-trip is one of the biggest parts, is the first part that you should be learning in CDL's training. Basically, that's one of the most important parts in getting your CDL Class A license, is pre-trip. Like I said, it's called pre-trip because before you start going on your trip to drive, you doing an inspection of everything on the truck, almost everything. Okay, moving forward. And basically, before I move forward, I'm not going to go over every single item on pre-trip because I'm not next to the truck right now. I will be doing a video of me doing the pre-trip. So don't worry, you guys. I'm going to go through a full, thorough pre-trip inspection in a separate video. This is not the video for that. But remember, that's one of the most important parts. And also, before I move on, that is legally something that you have to log in your logbook when you start driving. And that's something that we can't even talk about until you get your CDLs. So with that being said, let's move on to the second subject. The second part into getting your CDL training, it should be back end exercises. Once you master the pre-trip and learn all the parts that you need to inspect and make sure that it's not defective or broken or damaged, once you master the pre-trip portion of your CDL skills training, then the next part is backing. Before you just get in the truck and start driving it, you need to understand the concepts of backing up the truck and trailer. That's one of the parts that most people mess up on. That's one of the parts that most people have problems with. It's a lot of guys who who got their CDLs, but they're just not good at backing. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Backing is not rocket science, and as I said before, I don't know why. Like this right here, me doing this is just my symbol for easy. Like that's how easy it is. That's how easy it is. It's not rocket science. With that being said, some people are better than others. Some people take more times to back up than others. But don't ever get in a situation where you feel like you gotta rush. If you nervous or you too scared while you backing up, just take your time and pull up, take some breathers, ask somebody for help, ask somebody to watch you. Your CDL instructor, ask them to watch you, but make sure you take your time and don't feel like you rush, because the more you get nervous and the more you rush, it's more likely that you'll mess up while you backing. So just take your time. It's super hard. It's not hard. It's super easy. I meant to say super easy. So just take your time. So when you start to learn the backing exercises, that's something that they refer to as the backing lot, the backing exercise lot. So when you go to CDL school, when you pull up, or you go to the places where the training takes place, they call it the backing range. That's where you do backing exercises. And it's 3 exercises that you're going to have to learn and master in order to get your CDL. And those 3 are a straight line backing. So these are going to be cones. You're going to see the cones. You're going to see the cones. It's going to be straight like this. It's going to be a straight line of cones. 1 line of cones here, 1 line of cones here. Let's pretend this is the truck. You're going to have to learn the straight line backing. So this is the straight line backing. Say the truck is right here. I don't know if y'all can see this right here. But let's just say the phone, I'm looking at you. Say you the truck. This right here, my hands is the cones. The truck is already going to be, like right here near where I'm at. Say the truck is right here where I'm sitting at, and I'm the truck. Okay. I don't even know if y'all can see the desk that I'm on, but look. So let's just say I'm the truck, or whatever. So these the cones, a line of cones this way, a line of cones right here. Just 2 straight lines of cones. You gonna have to take the truck and drive through the cones, both lines of the cones, stop. The CDL instructor, when you taking your CDL road test, he's gonna tell you, okay, straight line back. Straight line back is just how it sounds. You're gonna go in reverse and back it up in a straight line until you get inside the cones. You're gonna get in between the first cone and the last cone that's in that line. In them 2 lines, it's gonna be 2 straight lines of cones, and you literally gonna back the truck up in between the first cone and the last cone, and that is a straight line back. That's the first backing exercise. It might not be in this order, but you're gonna need to learn these 3 backing exercises. So that's the straight line back. The next one is the offset. You got the offset, you got the left offset, and you got the right offset. In each and every state, this may be different, but I got my CDL Class A in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I believe they only make you offset to one side. So offset is basically you pull up and you're going to back the truck up into a straight line, inside some cones that's in a straight line, but they're gonna make you pull up. Basically, to make everything simple, I'm sorry I don't have like basically I should have had a drawing for y'all, but basically to explain it, if you look up the offset parking for a CDL test, you're gonna pull straight through some cones, and then you're gonna have some cones to your right or to your left. If you do an offset, basically you're gonna turn either left or right to get your truck and trailer inside that spot. So you basically, all you doing is turning your truck, your trailer a little to the left, and then backing it into the spot by basically moving your trailer to the left or right at a slant, or I want to say you moving your truck, you backing up the truck diagonally to make the truck get inside the lines, inside the cones, basically. So imagine a parking spot. Okay, imagine this a parking spot right here, right? So let's say you drive the truck straight through a line of cones. So it's two lines. It's cones right here and it's cones right here. So let's say this is the truck. The CDL instructor gonna make you, I don't know whether he gonna make you do left or right. Let's just say left or right, whatever. You're gonna drive straight through the two lines of cones. Now it might be another line of cones to your right or another line of cones to your left. So if you're gonna do an offset right, and let's say, okay, this the truck, and this, and he wants you to do an offset over here. So you're gonna move your truck to make the trailer fit in this line of cones without you hitting any cones. You're gonna back the trailer up to the right. And all this, basically all it is you moving your trailer diagonal into a parking spot that you are not directly in front of. So I don't know if I explained this the right way out of all those examples I gave y'all, but basically in another attempt to try to explain what the offset parking is, basically, let's just say we're gonna use this example without a trailer. Let's say right here is a parking spot. Let's say you in front of a parking spot with your regular car. So let's say you pull out that parking spot and you wanted to go into the parking spot right next to you. If you pull out your parking spot and you back straight up, that means your car is still in front of another parking spot. So what do you got to do to get into the next parking spot that's right next to you? All you got to do is go to the right, or whatever parking spot you next to, you got to go to the left or to the right to get in it, right? So that's what an offset is. But just think of an offset as you backing into that parking spot, left or right. So that's all the offset is. You pulling up forward, and then back into your left or to your right. You're not gonna go in a straight line back. You're gonna back up and you're gonna move your trailer to the left or to the right to get inside the parking spot. That's all the offset is. So, like I said, imagine if you was in a car and you pulled out, okay, I'm gonna give you another example. Say for instance, you had a driveway, but you had like a 2-car driveway, not just a single driveway where you gotta pull in and somebody gotta pull in and park behind you. But say for instance, you had a bigger driveway. Let's say you pulled out your garage with your car facing the street. If you pull out and you was like, no, I'm not going back in front of, I'm not, somebody car right there, I'm not going to park in front of their car. You're going to park your car next to theirs because it's a 2-car driveway. So think of an offset like that. All you doing is backing up and turning into a parking spot versus going straight back. So offset, instead of going straight back, an offset is you going back and you slanting into the parking spot with the trailer. That's all the offset is. I hope I explained that. If I didn't explain it the right way, I basically do another video for that. And then last but not least, the third part of the CDL training, of the backing skills portion, is parallel parking. Parallel parking is the more complicated skill that you would need to learn, because it's a process that you need to follow in order to learn how to parallel park. And I will tell you, it's a little complicated. It's easier than backing up. Is a parallel park is not like an offset or a straight line. A straight line back is 2 lines of cones. You go straight through and you back up and park. Super easy. An offset, you go through 2 lines of cones. It's another line of cones to the left or to the right. You go through a line of cones and you back up at a slant and you back into you back up into the spot and park without hitting the cones. Super easy. The parallel, it's a little complicated, but it's easy. You just gotta learn the process of doing a parallel park. Parallel parking is something that takes a little more skill to do, but it's easy once you learn the skill of parallel parking. All you gotta do is follow the steps that the trainers take you through, every step that they tell you to read and they actually show you on the backing range. Those should be the same steps that you use to learn how to parallel park. It takes a while to get used to, but it shouldn't take you more than a week and a half to learn, to get good at it. I'm being honest, everyone has to learn how to parallel park. Everyone that has a CDL Class A license had to learn how to park and demonstrate it during their CDL test, during the backing portion of the test. So with that being said, it's easy. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. It's easy to learn. It's easier said than done, but it is easy to learn and do. And now that I'm a Class A CDL driver, I don't even use the method that I learned how to parallel park, because once you start driving, you're going to learn how to back the trucks in, how you back them in, versus how they instructed you or taught you, how the methods that they taught you. That a lot of that stuff goes out the book once you get comfortable and finding your own ways of how to back into parking spots and back in between trucks and parallel parking or blindside parking. But anyways, that's the third part of learning your CDL skills that you're gonna need to get your CDL. So before I move to the next portion, let's go review over the things that I've went over already. So number 1, you're gonna need to learn the pre-trip, which is an inspection of all the parts that need to be inspected on your truck and trailer before you start driving for the day. Number 2, which consists of 3 things, is your backing exercises. Those are the skills that you're gonna need to pass your CDL road test. You're gonna need to learn how to straight line back, which is 2 lines of cones. You pull straight through them, and then you back straight up, and you park the truck. The offset, you pull through a straight line of cones, and either you're gonna slant your trailer to the left and then back up into a parking spot and park, or you gonna slant your trailer to the right while you backing up and park inside that parking spot and stop the truck and park. The offset and then the parallel. The parallel, you basically, it's just like parallel parking the car, but it's a little more complicated than just parking a car. You just got to learn how to maneuver your trailer into the spot. It's not like the straight lines. It's literally a parallel parking situation where the cones are set up like a square, and you basically got to get your truck in between the cones inside the parallel parking spot, and your truck and trailer have to be inside the cones. So basically, you can't hit any cones during none of the backing exercises. And the parallel parking exercise, if you to like, if this was the car right here, let's say this hand right here is, let's say this is the curb or the sidewalk. Let's say this is the sidewalk. You can't hit the curb or sidewalk. So this the truck. The cone that's right here it's basically gonna be like a square, with the left side of the square is the part where you know, that's just the parking space. So just think of a square. So the back part, the front part, and this is the curb. It's gonna be 3 cones. That third cone in the back and that third cone in the front, you're gonna want your truck and trailer inside of the box. If your truck and trailer is sticking outside of the box in the parallel parking situation, you fail that portion. That means you failed your CDL test. You want your truck and trailer inside that box on the parallel parking portion of the CDL test. You may not follow in the CDL, basically on the CDL road test, I followed the same instructions that I was taught during CDL school to parallel park, and I did it perfectly both times that I took the CDL test. I failed my first time, not the backing exercise. I failed my first CDL test and I passed my second one, but both times I passed the backing exercises. With that being said, man, so I told you all 3 of the backing exercises, and the last portion is the road training. The actual road training. The road training is basically you driving on the road, you using your turn signals, you making sure when you get on the highway, you going at least 55 miles per hour, or you will fail on your road test. If you go down any highway ramp, once you get on the entrance ramp to any highway, you should be at 55 miles per hour once you merge to the highway. If you're not at 55 miles per hour, you will fail your test. The instructor will fail you. More things. Also, you would need to know basically you would need to know in certain situations, depending on your instructor, he may make you make an emergency stop and ask you how long would you have to, basically, if you have a road test, it's up to the instructor whether they make you make an emergency stop. And if they make an emergency stop, they basically gonna ask you, how long can we sit here before you have to pull out the emergency triangles, basically, which is 10 minutes. If you don't know that, and if you don't tell them we have 10 minutes to sit here before we have to pull out the emergency triangles, he will fail you, because that's something that you should know as a Class A CDL truck driver. Also, the road test basically is a road test. You cannot hit any curbs. You cannot hit any cars, pedestrians. You basically got to learn the skills of driving on the road when you going through the road training. You learning how to turn, how to make left turns at the flashing lights, flashing red lights. You learning how to merge on the highway. You learning how to use your turn signals. You learning how to do everything you would need to do to pass your road test. Also, before you get inside the truck, you'll need to do a in-cab inspection, which you make sure the windshield wipers work. You make sure your windshield is doesn't have any cracks. It's not damaged. You doing the tug test on the truck and trailer. You doing the air brake test to make sure your air brakes work and the air brake emergency system is working. You making sure the air pressure, like I said, the air brakes is there. The air brake, you doing the air brake test, and you making sure your headlights work, and you also making sure that your windshield wipers work, and that will be the in-cab inspection. Besides that, I don't believe, I believe that's everything you need to learn with the in-cab inspection. I believe I will be doing it I'll also be doing a pre-trip video, so I'm gonna have to do an in-cab inspection video. And as I said, the third part is of your driving skills, or the CDL skills that you need, is getting the road driving. And the road driving is basically gonna prepare you for the road test. And you're gonna learn how to shift gears, which I learned. You learning how to shift gears. You learning how to shift gears. You learning how to downshift gears, upshift and downshift gears. You learning how to okay, and the third part of your CDL skills that you need to know to pass the CDL driving test is the in-cab inspection and the road skills. Before you get on the road, on your CDL road test, you're gonna have an in-cab inspection. So before you even get to doing backing exercises, you're gonna have an in-cab inspection, which is kind of like part of the pre-trip. That's something I forgot, but that's technically not pre-trip. That's just part of the in-cab driving inspection. You're gonna do a tug test. You're gonna do the air brake test to make sure the air brake warning, the low air brake warning, the low air warning comes on for the air brake test. You just gonna do an in-cab inspection of the windshield wipers. Things are operating the right way in cab. And besides that, you just gonna get your driving training, like the actual training, the driving training. Basically, that's the portion of CDL school. When y'all get on the road, you get in the truck. I'm gonna let you know right now, A lot of y'all might be nervous, anxious, or a little scared because y'all never got in a truck, or it just may be that crazy feeling that comes because you don't know how to do it. But basically, it's just you're gonna be learning how to shift gears, how to use the clutch, upshift, downshift. You're gonna learn how to that's if you learning on the manual transmission truck. You're gonna learn how to upshift and downshift, which is basically more than you would do driving an automatic. That's the challenge of driving manual transmission during a CDL road test. Inside that training, the road training, you will learn how to handle situations as far as merging on the highway, making sure you know how to merge on the highway, how to get the truck up to speed when you're going down the on-ramp, learning how to do left turns and right turns, knowing how to make the trailer swing around so you're not hitting people's cars or taking out light poles or stop signs. But overall, just getting comfortable with learning how to drive the truck and trailer. That's pretty much just everything you're gonna need, you know. Like I said, just to do a quick review, for one, you're gonna learn how to pre-trip. For two, you're gonna learn the backing exercises, which is the straight line back, the parallel parking, and the offset parking. Those three things are the three backing exercises that you need skills on. And then the last part is just the driving, the road skills. You actually driving the commercial motor vehicle. And basically, those are the skills you're gonna need. Everything, when you get in the truck and go on the road training, those are all the skills you're gonna learn and need to pass the CDL road test, man. And that's just what it is. So that's step number 3 into CDL, picking a truck driving school and starting training. Step number 3. So with that being said, man, I want y'all to tell me how I did, man. I want y'all to let me know how y'all feel about the video. I want y'all to click like. I want y'all to comment on this video, and I want y'all to subscribe to my channel if you think I did a good job in this video explaining everything. And that's what it is, man. I thank y'all for watching the video. I thank y'all for visiting my YouTube channel, man. And that's just what it is. Appreciate y'all. This is Trucking with 9 to 5 Twine, man. I'm signing up out of here, man. Get up out of here, man. I want y'all to go home. I want y'all to study the CDL test. I want y'all to keep studying. I want y'all to keep on trucking. I want y'all to do everything you need to get your CDL, man. So go ahead, get up out of here, clock out, go home, get off, get some good food, get some good rest, get up, do it again, take a vacation, enjoy life, get some good sleep. And look, man, get up out of here, man. We signing out, we clocking out. It's Trucking with 9 to 5 Twine, man. Get your CDL Class A. Keep studying, keep learning, keep training, man. That's what it is. 9 to 5 world.